Hey, this is Dmitry Kozlov. I am the Chief Expression Officer at Influex, and I am here to show you how you can build your own beautiful personal brand site that expresses your essence and amplifies your influence. Influex is the combination of influence and expression based on our belief that your greatest influence, impact, and income comes through your fullest expression. And so let me ask you a couple of questions before we get started. Question number one is, does your brand authentically express who you are? And question number two is, does your website drive the results that you want to your business? I'm going to make a bold claim here. As we enter the digital decade, your online presence matters more than ever. And your personal brand site is literally the 24/7 version of you online. In fact, I go so far as to say your website is the center of your online universe. And podcasts, stages, social media, everything that you do out there online are like satellites that come back to the center. And so because of that, you want a personal brand site that firstly drives results in the form of leads and sales. Secondly, builds authority and trust at the first impression. It should attract media, PR, and speaking opportunities for you. It should clarify your message so that visitors that go on your site know exactly who you are, what you stand for, and what you can do for them. If it's done really well, it gets remembered and shared and gives people a reason to come back to. And finally, it authentically expresses your essence. It truly expresses who you are and represents that online. So my third question is, are you confident in creating this for yourself? At Influex, we've built beautiful results-driven personal brand sites for over 150 top internet influencers. People like Dan Locke, Lewis Howes, Joe Polish, Mike Dillard, Frank Kern, and so many others. And I want to give you a warning, is that, as you've probably already discovered, this is hard. Getting this right is hard. Most online influencers, even those that you look up to, never actually get this right. Even most web professionals, people that you pay good money to, really suck at getting you a results-driven website or a beautiful brand, much less an authentic expression of your essence. And so you end up wasting time, energy, and money on your website without ever getting the results that you want. And that's not because they're not talented. It's because they don't start with the creative clarity. And they don't have a proven process for building you a results-driven, beautiful personal brand site that expresses your essence and amplifies your influence. And so what I'm going to share with you today is going to empower you to build your own beautiful personal brand site that follows the same proven process that we've used to create over 150 of the top influencer sites for our clients. And this process actually got featured on entrepreneur.com several months ago and has gotten featured on a lot of different stages and podcasts. We finally distilled it down to a process that you can apply on your own, whether you're working with contractors, whether you're hiring an agency, or you're doing it entirely yourself on a super tight or nearly zero budget. The proven process to meet this promise goes in three phases. Essence extraction, where you get the creative clarity on who you are, what you stand for, and who your audience is. Essence expression, where you express that essence through your online personal brand, through design, messaging, and story. And expert execution, where you actually bring it to life digitally in a fully mobile, responsive, really well-built site that is easy to manage and simple to create. So let us help you build your own beautiful personal brand site that expresses your essence, meaning gets to the core of who you are, and amplifies your influence, meaning it makes a meaningful difference for your bottom line, for your business, and attracts all the right opportunities your way. We're announcing DIY, Do Influex Yourself. This is a step-by-step training and guidance where we give you the same proven process and all the top tools that we've used to create these top influencer sites. And we walk you through all three phases of this proven process delivered live over the course of about 8 weeks and give you all of the behind the scenes tools along with our expert guidance. So I'm there guiding you through the process. Our creative director, our chief influence officer, and others on our team are actually giving you live coaching, hot seats, and guidance and support all along the way so that you can build your own beautiful personal brand site that expresses your essence and amplifies your influence. These 3 phases are delivered over 8 weeks. In the first week, we gain creative clarity and your brand strategy. In the second week, we develop your site structure and wireframe. Then we bring that into actually mastering your message, writing your copy, creating your origin story, then expressing that all through design. And then finally, in the third phase, in week 6, we give you the execution equation. And I'm going to go into a little bit more of that in a moment. Our exact tech stack, the technology that you need to build your site and how to use it. And finally, quality control and launch. This is for anyone building a personal brand site, or even if you haven't started building a personal brand site yet, if your personal brand matters to you and to your business, then this is for you. Even if, and I would say especially if, you're actually hiring somebody to do this for you, because you'll save so much time, energy, and money by starting with the creative clarity that you're going to get through this process. So if you're a coach, a consultant, a financial advisor, an entrepreneur, if you're a writer, a service-based professional, really a business owner of any kind, if your personal brand matters to you, which I would argue that in the digital decade, in the 21st century, that it does for nearly everyone that's in business, and especially if you're an influencer or a coach building your business around your personal brand, then this is for you. This is not for you if you're not willing to put in the time and go deep. This is going to be such a fun process with us, and it can be confronting and challenging along the way because you are going to the depth of who you are, and then you're expressing that online. And if you have zero budget, very little time for implementation, this is not a done for you program. This is a do Influex Yourself and done with you program. So you have our support, but it's something that will take an investment on your end, especially an investment of your time and energy. Of course, it'll save you tons of time, energy, and money if you're building a site anyway. And this is also not for you if you have no idea at all what you're doing in business yet and no idea what you're selling. So while this will help clarify it, you can build a personal brand while you figure it all out. I want to set the expectation. This is not a business startup course or a business in a box, although naturally all areas of your business will improve through clarifying your brand. This proven process starts with essence extraction. So in the first couple of weeks, the promise is that you're going to gain crystal clarity on your brand, on your avatar, who you serve, on your voice, on your style, and you're going to do all of that before you ever start a pixel of design or write a word of copy. So in the first week, we're going to help you create your brand Bible with our brand Bible blueprint, where you'll get your mood board, strategy for your personal brand photography, identify your distinct voice, your style, your audience avatar, and who you serve. And then you're going to take that into the next week where you'll create your strategic site structure, the exact pages that you need, how to actually structure out those pages in a way that works for audience engagement. And we're going to give you our simple wireframing tool for each page, as well as pre-built wireframes for every major page. And then we'll walk you through how to structure those out in a way that really works to express your essence and influence your audience in all the right ways to invite them to do business with you. All of this happens before you actually start the design or messaging process. And then we'll go from extraction to expression. And this is where in the next few weeks, you'll master your message, you'll craft your origin story, and you'll design a beautiful brand site that actually drives results. So in the third week here, we go right into messaging mastery. That's our term for copywriting. We're going to give you a copy canvas to structure your site for writing, and then we'll teach you how to actually capture your authentic voice in a way that expresses your essence while writing for conversions, and meaning that it influences your audience. And at this stage, we'll actually do some copy hot seats from myself, from our Chief Influence Officer, Mike Budney, and from our Influex writers to give you feedback on your messaging. In the fourth week, we've got Patrick Combs coming in. He's our origin story superhero, and he'll teach you how to extract and then write your own origin story for your about page and how to bring that story beyond your site, how to leverage it on podcasts, stages, media, and PR in a way that humanizes you, in a way that people can connect to you and your brand, and in a way that also then builds authority and trust. Then in the fifth week, we're going to teach you our digital artistry process, so how to design for both beauty and results, for both essence expression and conversion. We'll walk you through what you can do yourself and what to hire designers for. And if you do choose to hire and collaborate with designers, we're going to give you our exact process for hiring a great designer and then working and collaborating with them to maximize quality, even if you're on a tight budget. And a quick bonus here is that we'll actually give you our logo design course and some feedback so that if you do want to design a custom logo, you'll have the process to either do it yourself or crowdsource it and be able to collaborate with a designer. Then we go from expression to execution. So this is where our promise is that we'll help you develop, launch, and maintain a quality site with a perfect tech stack for you specifically based on your skills, whether you're doing it with a developer or you're doing it yourself. First, we'll go into the execution equation. So out of the time you have available, the talent you have, and the team you'll need, exactly what do you have and what do you need for easeful and effective execution throughout this process. If you do choose to hire and work with a developer, again, we'll teach you how to hire and collaborate with a developer to maximize results, even if you're on a tight budget. And we'll show you the simple DIY tools for non-techies to build your own site without a developer and to minimize any headaches in the process. In the next week, we'll give you our exact tech stack and help you find your own tech stack so that you can develop your site with quality and confidence, and so that it's fully mobile responsive. Your on-site SEO is figured out. You've got the right integrations and analytics on your site. And then finally, we go into quality control and launch. We give you our exact QC checklist so that before you launch your site, you make sure that everything is checked off and everything's really high quality, so you didn't put all this creative effort into something that has leaks and holes in it. And we'll teach you how to launch successfully to maximize your initial traffic, exposure, and results, and then support you with a process for your post-launch maintenance and the continued evolution of your brand. Now, I'm going to share the pricing of DIY in a moment and the tuition cost, but I will say at this point, if you launch by the end of 2020, then we'll actually take care of half of your tuition payment for you, because our goal here is to have as many people as possible actually follow through and launch their sites with this process. The retail tuition for all of DIY is $2,000. I'm going to go into the special opportunity that I have for you here in a little bit for how we can actually cover half of that for you. First, I want to give you the live training bonuses. The first bonus is that we've actually brought together a number of instructors to help you amplify your influence. So once your site is launched, how to gain traffic and conversion with industry experts that we trust, that we've worked with, that we learn from. Some of those experts are Spencer Shaw, who's going to teach you how to actually launch a podcast if you choose to do that as part of your site. Ben Hardy, who's with the top read writer on Medium, incredible author and a friend of ours, who's going to teach you his process for blogging to generate leads. Liz Germain, who is one of the top YouTube experts, who's going to do a training specifically on how to leverage YouTube and video to drive a lot more traffic and conversions to your site. Zach Benson on social media growth, PR, and Instagram on how to leverage those social platforms to drive a lot more traffic and to get your brand out there. Jennifer Hootie on how to write really great copy in her amazing simple process. She has served so many of the same clients as us and is one of the top copywriters and copywriting agencies in the space. Alex Moscow will guide you through exactly what to do to, once you have leads come in, to actually convert those leads into aligned sales and clients for yourself. And our friend and client, Mark Lack, will teach you how to get your personal brand in front of a lot more people. And for him, he's done it to get his personal brand in his 20s in front of millions, and everything that's made possible for him in his career, along with other industry influencer instructors that we're going to bring in with their expertise to support you in amplifying your influence. Our second bonus is we've got an exclusive community where you can connect and collaborate with our team, clients, and fellow DIY students. It is our private Facebook community called Inside Influence. And this is where you get to do it yourself. So DIY is do it yourself, but don't do it alone. So you've got our support, and we've got a community that is totally raving about the process. We've got dozens of students from our last cohort in there that are going to be in here supporting, giving feedback, engaging with you. So you're doing it yourself, but you are not doing it alone. You've got so many people with you along this journey through the process. The third bonus is something we're going to make available in November, which is we're working behind the scenes on a template that takes all of our process and allows you in WordPress and Elementor to actually easily plug in to minimize any custom development work. So while there's tens of thousands of themes and templates out there for WordPress, we're developing the one and only template that we truly trust for a really great personal brand site that follows our process. And finally, fourth bonus is you get a $1,000 voucher towards a pro site with us. What that means is that if you go start this process, and let's say at some point you just want us to implement the rest for you, the tuition money is not burning a hole in your pocket. You can actually apply that as a credit towards working with us. So if you're considering, hey, do I just hire these guys or do I go through DIY? Know that if you start DIY, you always have the option to hire us down the road because you get this $1,000 voucher of your tuition applied towards working with us. So again, all three phases of the Influex process delivered through live group training. Everything is available as recordings. Everything is available as tools in our members area and the Facebook group. So if you can join us live, great. You get a bunch of live group coaching, hot seats, and Q&A, and instant implementation through the trainings. And if you can't join us live for every training, also totally okay, because you can join in and watch the recordings and follow along at your own pace. So again, the regular tuition here is $2,000. We've got a payment plan of 2 payments of $1,000. How this works is you pay $1,000 today and $1,000 in early January 2021. The completion bonus that we have for you today is if you launch by the end of 2020, which we want you to do, then the second payment is on us. So we actually cover half of your tuition as long as you launch on time. And this is because we want you to start the digital decade off right. And our goal here isn't to collect as many tuition payments as possible. Our goal here is to have you supported in launching your site and have as many personal brand sites as possible as we can empower to launch with our process and our guidance. And so we want to incentivize you to complete this, and we actually cover half your tuition payment for you if you do. So again, today's tuition, only $1,000 plus the commitment to yourself to actually launch and follow through. So my question for you is, are you ready for the digital decade? And are you ready to get ready and join us on this process to have your personal brand site ready for 2021? Now, the conditional guarantee here, and I call it a conditional guarantee because we are if at any point throughout the process you decide, hey, this isn't for me, or I'm not ready to go through this now, we are happy to offer you a full refund if you just simply complete the first 2 parts in the creative clarity phase, which you fill out your questionnaire and you do your Brain Bible blueprint. And at that point, if you decide, hey, I want a refund, we're happy to provide a full refund if you're not ready to complete the process. And the reason we make this condition on the guarantee is we want you to fully engage in the process, at least to start. And we want to make sure that if we're doing business together, even if we offer the refund, that you gain value from the process. So the live training for this started on Thursday at 10 a.m. So you have access to that recording, and that's going to be really easy to follow along with. And then we're going to continue doing trainings on Thursdays and Fridays. And again, if you stay on track with us, and we're here to help you get on track if you're off track, then we cover half of your tuition for you. So again, my question is, are you ready to do Influex yourself, start the digital decade off right, and join us for the Do Influex Yourself journey to build a beautiful personal brand site that fully expresses your essence and amplifies your influence, and in the process have a lot of fun, go into the depth of who you are, discover so much more about yourself, and learn so many 21st century skills ranging from copywriting, web design, managing a creative team, and going deep within yourself and then expressing that online through your brand. If you're ready for that journey, and if you want that, and you know this is important to you and to your business, then I invite you to join us. It's influex.com/DIY, or just click the button somewhere here on this page and we will see you inside Influence.